Hi everyone, it's Andrew here, and welcome to this month's Simplified series. It's all about Microsoft Teams and how we can use it as a really cool blended learning environment. And so Microsoft Teams is a tab out of your Office 365 account. And so if you take a look, it's an app. It's right here under Teams. And today I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to set up a team and get it going in your classroom as that home base online. In a lot of the experiences I've had in the classroom, and also just in going around and supporting teachers with blended learning, a lot of it has to do with setting up conditions for success. And one of the big ones is having that place online that students can go to, whether it's during the school day in your class or maybe at home at night, to connect to your class and maybe collaborate with students online. Maybe it's just accessing information from a lesson, and again, so much more. And so before we get started, just talking briefly about what Microsoft Teams is. It's a chat-based environment, so it's very 21st century. It speaks to today's learner. It looks and acts a lot like some of the social media platforms the students use, and it's really user friendly. And so if we take a look at the structure of a Microsoft Teams, up here on the left we have kind of command and control, the activity feed. Anytime you're doing things for students in your class team, they are going to get an activity notification here, which is really handy every time they log on. There's also a chat feature for private chat, either between you and the students or the students and themselves. Again, it's a great feature that allows for students to interact within the environment and have those, again, 21st century conversations in a workplace environment that really reflects the future of the work environment that they're going to be in. So again, chat feature, which is really cool. We also have kind of teams here. This is your home base. This is where you can find all of the teams that you're a part of or that you've created if you're the teacher. And also fully integrated with our calendar. And so again, if you're putting things in calendar, students can click on the meetings and they'll see upcoming events. We have access to our files section, and we can either access our OneDrive, and again, super handy there. And if there's any assignments that you've created as a teacher, or if students are looking to kind of see an overview of upcoming assignments, all of the assignments that they have been assigned, or if you've assigned assignments, they're going to show here in this tab here. Again, that one-stop shop for what I need to do for my teacher in my classroom. So again, really handy. So this is kind of like the command and control. Each team, it has a title, so it's the name of the team. The general tab is kind of like the default, and so when you set it up, you're only going to see these two here. And under general, you have a place for conversations, you have a files sharing section, you have a built-in class notebook for the OneNote class notebook users. So again, it's having to set up a class notebook and link it to an online space is now a thing of the past. It's fully integrated right into Teams. And finally, assignments, which has been super popular with the caravan traveling around CDSBO. Many teachers are just loving getting started with the assignment tab and how easy it is to use, and we're going to showcase that today. So let's get rolling. First off, I have some kind of like top reasons on why you consider getting started with Microsoft Teams in your classroom. And the first one is just, again, having that home online. So again, under the general tab, I have placed here just different examples. So when students log in, they can access the assignment right from the general tab in the conversations. Let's say you're using it for parent communication. Here I've sent a little message to the parents with a link to a letter that then they can click on and download, which is really handy. So over here they have access to this download option. If they have any questions for you, they can do it also right here, right within the letter, which is really cool. And then also, so we have, again, assignments, we have the letter, but we also have, for our class notebook users who might be using the class notebook as a teaching tool, I can just place in my conversation feed just a reminder about today's lesson. And so if you want to visualize this, the students log in, they click on press here, and it takes them to the exact spot in my class notebook where I have a lesson on solar systems for them. So again, a quick video from YouTube that's playable right from the platform, a little picture here, and a link that can take them to where they need to go to further their study. So again, you take a look, just that home online, just 3 good examples of, areas and ways you can get started with Microsoft Teams. We look at now the next big piece, which is anytime, any place, any space learning. We look at the future of technology in our classrooms. A big part of that is going to be leveraging student technology, the BYOD, the devices that the students are bringing to school. And what's great about Microsoft Teams, whether you're a parent, whether you're a student, there's a great app either in iOS or Android. And again, access to my classroom right from my mobile device. I can access any classroom I'm a part of, and again, all of the information that the teacher is sharing. What's really cool too is the students can actually do the assignments right from the app now, which is also a cool thing for students to be able to do. We look at the assignment tab now, and so again, within Microsoft Teams, what's been really popular is just this assignment tab. Very easy to use. As a teacher, I can go in and I can build out an assignment for a student, for my students in my classroom. I can provide a link to a site, that maybe I want them to visit to complete this assignment. And then once they're ready, they go in, they click on it. Each student has been given now a copy of this Word online document. And the students, when they open it, they can start to work right on this task. So again, really, really handy. So I've set up a little reading assignment for them, a little guiding question, a space for them to respond, and a box for teacher feedback. Again, this is all cloud-based, so students never have to worry about losing anything. Everything is saved. So for example, if I were a student, I clicked on the assignment, I started to work on it, I can just close, and then if I go home later at night, connect through either my mobile device or my computer at home, I'm able to go and continue that assignment. Another big piece that's been really cool is the fact that the accessibility tools are being built into the platform. And so if you take a look under View, for some of my students who might want to have the text read back to themselves, they can click on Immersive Reader, and they have access to this great tool that they can use right from the assignment. They can adjust the text size, they can increase or decrease spacing. There's 2 different fonts and different colored paper if needed. Students can also isolate syllables and nouns, verbs, and adjectives. And then finally, 3 different options for line focus that can be very beneficial for some of the students in my classroom. All the students do is they click play, and I have this amazing accessibility tool built right into my Microsoft Teams. So again, really handy as a classroom teacher then. Once the students have submitted the work, I can go in and I can review the tasks, and I'll see a list of my students, their assignments, and I can just go in and click and provide feedback by just going with the arrow here to the side from student's assignment to student assignment. So again, a really, really rich tool for us to use in the classroom. It's simple to use, it'll be simple for the students to use, and a great way for me to get started with my online space. The OneNote Class Notebook. So again, if you're a OneNote Class Notebook user or you're not, I often say in sessions, if I put my futuristic lenses on as a teleconsultant, I would say probably in the next 3 to 4 years, most of the teachers will be using Class Notebook. It's a very powerful online tool and software that we can use in our classroom. Within a Class Notebook, there's a built-in collaboration space for group work, and I'll show you an example of that in a sec. You have the content library where you can store all of your class materials. If you have a smartboard in your class or a point of instruction computer, you can build out all your lessons. And the great thing here is that students then have access to these lessons anywhere where there's internet and from any device. And then finally, there's a student notebook where you and the student have access to it. You can actually see students' work in real time and provide rich formative feedback in real time also. So again, the class notebook, and it's under the general tab. And again, once it's set up, it's a quick setup, and then you can get going on it, and the students have access to it, and really, really handy and amazing tool, and leveraging the power of OneNote. The November live event was all on OneNote, and again, you could probably take a look at that when you have a chance, and you can see all of the great things that you're able to do there. And then finally, a couple of last pieces here. We have fun learning. So again, look at the nice integrations I can bring into my classroom, either using Flipgrid on a snow day in beautiful Canada here. So again, Flipgrid with the snow day, it embeds perfectly in. Students can watch the little video and then respond. If you're a Kahoot fan, you can embed a Kahoot a quiz and do it interactively with the students in the classroom. I can set up code.org. I can link websites to the platform to leverage and get my students started with coding and STEM. The Make Code microbit, again, setting up links for STEM and coding, videos on YouTube. It's just out of this world. It's amazing. And then if you're a Brightspace VLE user, it integrates really well with the online platform where I can actually leverage both. All right, so if I'm using the VLE, I can actually link it in and use both platforms right from Microsoft Teams. And so finally, to finish up the live event, I just wanted to showcase the seamless student collaboration. I know as a classroom teacher, group work was always a challenge, and now we have a great tool. I can go in and set up a task, divide the students into groups, and the students can actually go in, they click on the channel, and they find their group, and they can get right to work on the task. And so again, on this one here, I have a little thing for them to read, a YouTube video that they can watch, a little guiding prompt here, and they can answer right on the task, and I can provide some rich feedback. Keep in mind that with the class notebook that students are logging in using their Office 365 credentials, which is great also because we get to see each student's contribution. So as you can see, Microsoft Teams has a lot to offer. It's a journey. I always say to teachers, start simple, start small. And before you know it, in a few months, you're doing all kinds of cool things within your Microsoft Teams, and you have that 21st century learning environment, that home online that students can connect to continue their learning. I hope everyone enjoyed this month's Microsoft Teams Simplified. If you have any questions, never hesitate to get in touch with me. Take care.